Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Cappies, my earth cousins, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. Capricorn, this week we're doing 3 hands. We are going to do finances, career, and love, and we will start with the finances. Welcome here, Capricorn. If you are brand new, welcome here. And if you are the person who keeps coming back, thanks for doing that. If you are interested in the extended, I will tell you about the extended at the end of this reading. And also if you're interested in a private read sale, I'll tell you about that at the end of the reading. Tell me about Capricorn. We're going to first look at finance. Finances for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn's finance in the week ahead. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the High Priestess. You're fighting your intuition on something here that has to do with your finances. Tell me more. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, so I feel like you are struggling with finances at this time. It feels like you are in this internal conflict about what to do about that. The High Priestess is here. I feel like you keep trying to connect to the self, or connect to the next realm, or connect to your deity or your higher self in meditation or prayer. I think you're really deeply into this High Priestess energy, because it feels like you are, like the 5 of Pentacles doesn't have to mean that you're having financial issues, but it could mean that you are feeling like you don't have enough, or that you aren't enough, or that you don't have enough resources to make more. It feels like these 2 5s here, though, for me as a reader, when 2 5s, more than 1 5 show up in a reading, it tells me something is about to change. So I think your High Priestess energy is about to figure it out. I think you need to leave it up to your intuitive energy and not get too worried about it. Trust the self, I think, is what the High Priestess is saying, because I feel like right now you are feeling in lack. It's almost like you're in the internal struggle of, oh, I should have done that. I should have took that other job. Like you're sort of shoulda, woulda, coulda on yourself. And I don't think that that's productive energy for you. It's just putting you in this 5 of Pentacles energy where you're feeling in lack within. And I think it's because you're not really listening to your intuition. Tell me more about Capricorn, please. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the Page of Swords. Look, there are new opportunities showing up here. I feel like there is going to be a new opportunity to change your financial situation. Tell me more about this. It's like a realization. I'm going to say with the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands, doing this, right? It feels like it's like, whew, oh, right. I forgot about this. Like it feels like this Page of Swords energy is something that you dig up. It's information that either comes to you or something that you dig up and you sort of find more information, and it gives you a spark of, oh yes, that's something I could do. And I think that whatever this spark is here leads you to success, because we do have the 5 and the Page of Wands, which is 6. It leads you to success, but I feel like it's after a long period of hardship financially. So finances are about to get easier. We have the 10 of Wands here. You know what I really love about the 10 of Wands, though? This particular one, it's like you burn it to the ground. It's like you stop feeling pressured financially, because you're having some sort of an epiphany. It feels like there's a realization, oh yeah, I could do that. Now, it could be for some of you that you have a skill that you're like, yeah, I could go to Etsy and sell this thing. It feels like you have some sort of skill that is going to... that's a remembering, I want to say, that you're remembering how you can make more money. But I feel like, honestly, that this particular thing that you know how to do, that you're having memory of, that you dig up, or that it's a realization that comes to you, or maybe somebody says, hey, remember your grandma's cookbook? Like, why don't you sell all of those recipes? That's kind of my go-to when I'm doing metaphors. But I feel like it leads to you being released from some sort of a financial pressure, or financial financial burnout. I feel like it's what I'm talking about here. Tell me about High Priestess. I think you're supposed to trust your intuition, because there is some information. Maybe someone talks to you and says something to you that sparks your interest, or gives you some sort of a spark of hope or excitement or creative. That's why I'm saying Etsy, because I feel like it's a creative spark of some sort here, Capricorn. There's something here that you know how to do. The intuition has been trying to, hello, remember that thing? And I don't think that you've been listening. Tell me about the High Priestess. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. And we've got the King of Wands. Yes, you've got to take action on it here, Capricorn, is what it feels like. The Six of Pentacles is, I put a lot of work into that before, but I didn't exactly get out of it what I put into it. And so I feel like you've been in this position before where you tried something that didn't work. But just because you tried something once and it didn't work, it doesn't mean that you're not supposed to do it. It means that whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. That maybe you didn't have as much knowledge. Maybe you didn't have as much time. Maybe you didn't have as much energy or as much information as you have now about the thing that you want to promote or sell. The Four of Pentacles tells me to tell you to keep your vision or whatever it is, please keep it under the surface, because it's a Ten of Pentacles energy here. We've got the 6 and the 4, which is 10. So I think that whatever you're going to be doing, you need to keep it under the surface. Do it by yourself, however long it takes you, because Pentacles can take years. It can take a long time. But I feel like if you are persistent, consistent, like you never give up, that's all the King of Wands energy. If you really go for it and you decide what you're going to do is whatever you want is in the future, and that you will never give up, because look, the fire signs never give up until they get what they want, right? Especially Aries and Leo, but Sagittarius as well. Sagittarius isn't scared to have you watch Sagittarius fall to the ground, scrape their knees. They don't really care. They're on this path and they're resilient. So they just get back up and keep going. So I think that this King of Wands energy is asking you here, Capricorn, to get up and keep going. Please don't leave it where it is. I feel like you come to this spark of realization, your intuition. You're finally listening to the intuition, and the intuition is saying, stop beating yourself up. You still have options. Stop it. But I feel like you've been living in scarcity energy about this, like feeling like you can't do it, or feeling disconnected on the outside looking in, and all the things that are negative about the Five of Pentacles, right? Nonetheless, it could be financial things. Tell me what your big idea is here. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, right? We called it out here. 6 and 4 is 10. 10 of Pentacles does show up. It's a Ten of Pentacles idea, and that's why you need to keep it under the surface. It's the Justice card and the Lovers here. So it is up to you. You've got to make the choice to do it. You've got to take action as the King of Wands would. And that's the only way that you're going to bring something into alignment here. I feel like the universe is waiting to bless you, to bring something into alignment, to make your financial life easier or more stable or balanced. But you need to make the choice. You need to choose it. And then you need to act as though you already have it. So I feel like there is some sort of a big idea here, and it's going to allow you to release your financial worries, I'm going to say, or the financial pressure. So we've got the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. That's 9. It feels like you are worried about money at this time. And acting like you don't have it is definitely going to bring in more energy of acting like you don't have it. So when you start to act as though you already are an entrepreneur, you already have the biggest, brightest idea that's going to make money. I know this is going to work. I'm going to make a plan. You're the planner, right? We've got the 2 of Cups. We've got the 5 of Swords, 4 of Swords. It does feel like here that there is an exciting idea that I think you love. You really love it, but you don't think you can monetize it. And so I feel like there is something here that you're missing. I feel like you need to be brave. You need to be brave. You need to step forward. You need to take a risk, or take some sort of I would say a risk, but I think it's a small risk, I'm going to say. And don't go all in and put all your money into something if you don't have any money. But, you know, there's so many things that you can do. Look, if you're a tarot reader, it's going to cost you $30 for a deck, and there you go. You can start a business. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's something that you don't really have to put a lot of financial energy into at this time. But I feel like it is going to alleviate or give you relief. But you're the one that has to be motivated to do it. It's not going to just plop in your lap. I feel like you've got to get up and take action as the King of Wands would. Let's talk about your career. Tell me about Capricorn. Career for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter in the week ahead. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about career. Career for Capricorn, please. Got the 5 of Swords. Got the 5 of Pentacles. There's about to be a change in your career. I think that you've been thinking about this for a while, but it feels like you've been fighting it. And I think that the reason that you've been fighting it, because it goes back to the financial read, where you don't feel like you have enough money in the bank, you haven't saved enough money. What if I quit my job and then can't find one? I feel like the Six of Wands is telling me that you're on the right track. So the Six of Wands is coming back from the war, coming back from the fight. I feel like you have been fighting to expand your finances for a while, but I really do feel that you've been feeling in lack. And please understand that when you feel in lack, you attract lack. When you feel abundant, you attract abundance. You can only attract whatever you are on whatever vibration, and the vibration that matches yours. So I'm going to say with these 2 5s here, for me, when more than 1 5 shows up in a reading, it does indicate quick change. I feel like you're going to change your mind. It feels like you're going to stop fighting yourself. The Six of Wands tells me that victory and success are waiting for you in the future, but you're probably going to have to get into your ego energy. And sometimes, we're always taught that ego is a bad thing, but I think that sometimes when we're feeling afraid, feeling scared, feeling in lack, sometimes the ego can kind of get us up on the horse and say, okay, I'm not afraid to be seen. I have this big idea. Remember I said you're going to have a big idea? I have this big idea, but in order to be able to move forward into the future, I have to be seen. And so I feel like this could also be the reason that you're here, is it might be a comfort zone. And it doesn't matter if you are making a lot of money or making a little bit of money. I feel like it's stale. It's feeling like you're on the outside looking in. It's like you're looking around you and feeling like you don't have enough because maybe you're comparing yourself to others. I feel like you have an opportunity to have victory and success here, but you're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to be seen and make a change here. We do have the Two of Swords, we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Magician. So look, you have all the resources, friend. You've got all the aces up your sleeve. You can do whatever you want. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. What do you want? I feel like this is what it's asking you here. You can have whatever you want, but you must stay in this abundant energy of attraction. So we are all in this energy of attraction, but what are you attracting, right? Are you attracting lack? Are you feeling like you don't have enough? Because we have 9 Pentacles here that tells me that you are abundant, you are confident, you can build a business, you can be all these things. You can make enough to take care of yourself and other people. Like, you are all of these things, but you must believe it. You must believe that you have the resources and the tools and all the aces up your sleeve. I feel like the 5 and 2 of Swords is 7. I feel like you're lying to yourself. I feel like you've been in an energy where maybe somebody told you way back there that you couldn't do it, or you weren't worth it, or maybe this is the way you were raised. And it feels like you have to step into your magician energy. You are magic, Capricorn. Look, you can make something out of nothing, and that's the whole Capricorn story. You're the planner, you make something out of nothing, you know how to make money. I feel like you can do this, but I feel like you're at the beginning of sort of believing in yourself, is what it feels like here. Tell me about the 5 of Pentacles. How do we get out of the 5 of Pentacles, please? How do we get out of the 5 of Pentacles and go over to the 6 of Wands? Because I think you have a cheering section. I think that there's people in your life who want to see you do better. And I feel like you have like the Midas touch when it comes to making money. Taurus energy, right? I feel like you have the Midas touch when it comes to making money, but you must believe it first. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Chariot. You have to just go for it. You do. We have the 10 of Swords. So you must release your fear of playing it small or under the surface. The Chariot energy, although is the fastest moving energy in the deck, it is also Cancer energy. And no, not knocking Cancer at all, but Cancer is very careful. Cancer plays it under the surface. You could end up at a party with Cancer, and Cancer knows something about everybody at the party, but when they leave, people are like, did you even catch that person's name? Like, do you even know what Cancer's name is? So I feel like you're playing it under the surface just a little bit, and you really are bringing negative thought patterns into your life. You're allowing that to rule you. So I feel like you have to leave there. You have to leave that. And it's going to be the Ace of Cups that is going to save you. It's self-love. It's opening the heart space. It's believing that you're creative, believing that things are flowing to you, getting in the flow, out of the doorway into the flow. Stop controlling things. I know it's hard, but look, you're Capricorn. You tend to be a little bit controlling of the environment around you. So you have to stop controlling your fate and allow your fate to control, take the wheel a little bit. Get Jesus, take the wheel. It feels like it's time for you to have some victory. But it feels like there are some things you're going to have to let go of. One of them is you're going to have to breach the surface. This particular depiction of the chariot, you can see the charioteer is coming up from out of the depths, coming up from out of the water. And I feel like it's time for you to stop playing under the surface because you don't want people to see you. Maybe the thing that you need to do in order to get a better career or in order to step out of a job into a career is to be seen. And I think that maybe you've been playing it under the surface, or you're not really open to that, or not very good at being vulnerable. We've got the Three of Pentacles. We've got the Hierophant, and we've got the Four of Swords. I feel like you really need to dig your heels in, build yourself the structure. Where do I want to go? What is my goal? I have to listen to the higher self and do what's best for me. The Hierophant always does what's best for everybody else, but you know, it's always, the Hierophant's always doing the right thing. I feel like possibly for some of you, you might need more education. Maybe you've been threatening to go back to school or do an online course. I think the Three of Pentacles is telling me to tell you to find the right network of people, the right community of people, whether that's online or in person. I think for some of you that might be in person. Maybe you're going to go back to school. But I feel like this is how you're going to heal your pentacles, how you're going to heal your finances. Tell me what you're saying to yourself here, because I think you're lying to yourself here. I think once you go into hermit energy, you'll find that there are so many times in your life where you wanted to give up, but you are resilient. I think this is one of those times, Capricorn. It's time for you to take action. We've got the Two of Wands here. Plan and then take action. Virgo's here. The Hermit says plan. Make sure you've got all the analytics, all the details, be the subject matter expert, make sure you know it in and out, backwards, forwards, up and down, and then take action. But I think that, you know, you've been in this Nine of Wands energy for long enough, and it's because you've been playing it small. It's time for you to get into your Empress energy and invite or be attracted to the abundance that is supposed to be yours. Because I think that it's supposed to be yours. I think you're supposed to be the Empress, but I feel like you're scared to be seen or to put yourself out there. All right, let's talk about love. Capricorn in love, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn in love, please. Tell me about Capricorn in love. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn in love, please. We have the Five of Swords again. Look, you've got, again, the Five of Swords. It came up in all three hands, right? The Five of Swords. I feel like this is a negative thought pattern that you really need to break. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Eight of Wands. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Three of Pentacles and the World card. There it is. I feel like you are getting into a better mindset here, Capricorn. So we do have the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you are interested, for those of you who don't already have a partner, that you are interested in finding someone for the long term. For those of you who already have a partner, I feel it's almost as if you need to add a little more spark, a little more fun, a little more excitement to the current relationship. I feel like this Five of Swords and I like to see that the Page of Swords is here, because I feel like somebody here has finally had an aha moment or a realization here. The realization is, I really have to get out of the chaotic place in my mind. I really do feel like you've been living in the Five of Swords. It's come up in all three hands, and it feels like the Five of Swords is telling me that you've been in this negative mindset, and it feels like you've been fighting yourself. It feels like intrusive thoughts. Like, these are the things that you're telling yourself on a loop that really aren't true. So I feel like finally, with the Page of Swords here, you come up with a plan or a realization, or you finally come to this place where you dig up this part of the brain that says, you know what? I've got to end this. I've got to end this. I've got to stop thinking negatively, and I've got to invite in what it is that I want. So if whatever it is that you want, you have to be that thing first in order to be on its vibration. So if you're looking for someone who is, a 30-year-old construction worker who has a really great body, takes care of themselves, hits the gym every day, somebody who's beautiful, a thirst trap, then you got to be those things, right? You can't be out of shape and frumpy and not dressed like, you've got to want those things, and vice versa, right? If you are a guy and you're looking for a feminine, or even if you're looking for a masculine, you've got to be what you're looking for. If you're looking for someone who's going to be 5 years younger than you, has a lot of energy, hits the gym every day, is very active, you've got to be all of those things in order to attract it. And it's not like you can't attract it, but it's not going to stay with you for a long period of time. And that's what I think you're looking for. You're looking for something, someone, a situation that will be long-term for you. So I feel like with the Eight of Wands and the Three of Pentacles that it's time to get down to work. I feel like it's time to build up your self-esteem, build the self. It's time to learn something new, maybe a new skill, but also I feel like it's time for you to find a new, fresh group of community people, fresh new network. It feels like you need to get out there and do things. You need to join a ball team, or maybe join, a rowing team, maybe a swimming team. It feels like you need to do something you've never done before in order to get a different result, is what I'm saying with the Three of Pentacles. It's telling me that you need a new group of people, because this Eight of Wands is here with the Three of Pentacles, and it's giving me communication, conversation, being excited again, things moving forward, rolling forward, and I think that it's going to be with a new group of people. So I feel like this is a new day for you. I want to say in terms of love, it feels like you're ready to do something different than you did before in order to get what you've never gotten, which is the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Tell me what the Ten of Pentacles looks like for you, Capricorn. I think your Five of Swords days are over. We've got the Death card, we've got the Hermit, and we've got the Hanged Man. If you are somebody who's already in a relationship, I think that it's really imperative that you start making plans, getting a perspective on why there has been a lull in your relationship. Because I really do feel like if you are in a relationship, this is probably telling me that you are in a bit of a lull, that you are in a long-term relationship and that things aren't really exciting. I think something needs to transform or change. You need to realize that back when you were first dating this person, what did they like about you the most? What did you like about them the most? It feels like you need to sort of revisit that, get a perspective on why you've been holding back or in a pause, and then go into this Hermit energy, which is, going over what you're doing. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about you. It's the self-audit. It's not about what they won't do or what they haven't done for you. It's about what you're going to do, because whatever you are will be reciprocated. And if it's not, that's a whole nother reading. So I feel like for those of you who this is someone who's looking for a connection, I feel like one arrives here. Because you've changed your thought pattern. You've changed your mind here. Bravo. It's really hard to change your mind, especially when you're somebody who is an earth sign or a fixed sign. It's really hard to change your mind. I think that you've come to the realization that you need to get out of this mental energy, and you need to do something different so you can get something different than you ever got. Tell me about this Eight of Wands, because I think that things are going to start moving in the right direction for you here. We've got, I like it, the Knight of Wands, taking a risk. We have the Ten of Wands, no more carrying around burdens, not feeling pressured, and feeling excited about something that's coming up in the future. You're making big, bold moves, and I like it. The two Wands that are here tells me that you are taking action to do something different than you ever did so you can get a different result, and I really love that. It's like you are now feeling confident, standing up for yourself. Yeah, I can do this by myself. I feel like you finally have changed your mind here. Capricorn, we're going to go into the extended and we're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk about the Queen of Wands, could be your energy, but I feel like you're going to meet someone who's highly intellectual. It's all about changing your mind, and I'm going to talk about how you changed your mind and what this new group of people looks like. And if you are somebody who's already in a relationship, we're going to talk about this and find out what you can do to kind of put some sort of more spice back into the relationship instead of holding back. So we're going to go into the extended. If you're interested in going into the extended, please look in the pinned comment. The pinned comment has a link to the membership area, which is where all of the extendeds are. Also, if you're interested in a private read, there's a big sale on. So between the 1st and the 20th of July, I'm giving between 5 and 75% off of your readings with me if they are live. And if you're interested in a pre-recorded reading, you do get 10% off by using the code that's in the pinned comment. So this would be the time if you want to book the bigger readings, right, to get more of a discount. I do have a 3-month reading, and I will give you that in detail over about 45 minutes to an hour if you're interested in knowing what's going to come up in the next 3 months. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I hope to see you in the extended. But if this is where we part, that's cool too, because I'll be back. I'm always back, right? I've been back for a very long time. Thanks so much for being here. And Capricorn, take care. Bye-bye.